Hi, morning everybody.
Hey, good morning.
Hi. Is that Jared? Hi,
Yeah.
Jared.
Hi, Shoba. Morning.
Hi, morning. How are you today? And where are you actually logging in from? Which part of the world actually are you in?
Actually, I'm from Ipoh, Malaysia, Perak.
Oh, okay. Interesting place. Lots of nice food there. All right. We have who else do we have here? Let me just see. Okay, we have Suyin, we have Samuel, we have Angeline. Hi, Samuel. Morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Have you all had your cup of coffee with you already?
Yeah, I had a hot chocolate this morning. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, Hilda is here. Okay, Atika, are you there? I think you all can, if you can actually on your camera so that we can actually see each other.
Hi,
And
Shoba. Sorry to disrupt, but there's some of them waiting at your lobby. You have to allow them in.
okay, where is Sumita? All right, okay.
Yeah, Susan, Sheila, Sumita, Kanagis.
Okay, Susan is there. Okay, who else? Okay, Alavia. Right, good morning. All right, great to see you here. Okay, just give me a thumbs up or something if you all can hear me clearly. No? Right. I can't on my camera. Okay, live. All right, okay, that's fine, Atika. That's fine. Okay. Okay, right. So today I'm here again after 2 weeks to talk about the managing multi-generational workforce. So of course when I say millennials to perennials, let me just give a little bit of insight of what perennial is. Perennial is actually a plant, which adapts itself over time for survival and everything. So this term of perennial for the workforce was actually coined by Gina Pell. Okay, Gina Pell is a fashion and tech entrepreneur, and she defined perennials as the ever-blooming, relevant people, all ages who live in the present time. They know what's happening in the world. They stay current with the technology and friends of all ages. So this is what they say perennials are, okay? So, and this is the first time I would say in the modern history, I think, it's the first time where you have 5 generations working side by side, okay? I'm sure you all will agree with that, and many of you would be actually seeing that as well. Okay, so, and you see the Gen Z now, the young ones actually entering the workforce at the same time because of longer life expectancy, and I guess we are all a little bit more healthier, and with lots of facilities we have. People also tend to live longer. So because they tend to live longer, they tend to choose to work longer. Some people tend to choose because you tend to live longer. So again, from the silent generation, so let's look, I mean, probably we all can just think where we do actually fall into these generations, okay? The silent generation, those were the one before, born before 1946, okay? And the baby boomers were born between 46 and I think 1964, 65, about that. Then we have the Gen X's, that's like me and a lot of us, I think, most of us around here. We were all born in between 1965, 1980. Then we have the millennials, and who also are called the Gen Ys, born between 81 and 98. And of course, finally, the newest working cohort, the Gen Z. Increasingly having a workforce of colleagues, ranging from the age of 18 to maybe 50 plus, 60 plus, and so on. And those who, some of them are on like post-retirement work contract and the positions and everything. So we have all this. So what I can say is today's multi-generational workforce it has so much of similarities of what a modern family is. You know, we are in a complete misunderstanding and disagreements, just like how we are in a house. You know, we have grandparents, we have parents, then we have us, and then we have our teenage children and probably the younger children. So just like the members in our family, employees, regardless of which generation we all belong to, what we want is basically we want to be accepted as who we are and what we can bring to the table. So of course, all these valuable human capital comes with a share of friction, issues and concerns. So managing a multi-generational workforce requires lots of flexible communication, lots of tolerance to different work styles, and of course, respect for different perspectives. So managing multiple generations is also definitely very challenging, but not managing properly is of course a surefire to bring your company's progress to a screeching stop, because you're going to be having lots of conflicts and everything. So the thing is that, do you really want to deal with these misunderstood communications and the mistake it may bring? Do you want to lose valuable input from talented employees? And how do you feel about high volume turnover? So those employees newer to the workplace, they often feel that leaders focus on their lack of experience and don't appreciate their efforts. And the more mature generations can then feel that the newer employees lack respect and traditional work ethics, right? So though the values and attitudes of each group can vary greatly, you don't actually want to promote misconceptions and biasness and conflicts. So how do you actually engage, reward, motivate people from all these different generations and who all have different wants and needs? So if you're not putting a proper effort, a concerted effort into finding and working the unique strength and generation for all these people of different generation, so you're definitely missing out as employees. Okay, so today we will look at the generational diversity in the workplace, look at some of the benefits of having all this diversity in workplace and the issues associated with it, and share some of the best practices that will help us approach with the growing gap at work. So perhaps what we can start off is maybe you can share what are the differences you see across the generation today. Maybe Jaren, you may want to share. Jaren, you can just introduce yourself a little, where you're from, where you're working, what you're doing, and probably share your thoughts on this.
Hi, Shoba.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jaren. I'm from Ipoh, Perak. I'm playing role as a senior HR BP. So I'm also supporting the local and also foreign hiring for our company here in 26 Malaysia.
Right.
So the differences that I see on the different millennials that you just explained to us, the passion compared to the younger generations, it's very much different. Yeah. Okay. And also they are looking for an easy timing or easy money. They want something easy to work, but they want to work from home. They want something flexi hours, and so much of the work environment itself. Whereas for those who are like what you said, those who are on 40 years and above, they are more to centric.
Like you and me, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, both of us. So we are more to we want to come to the office and to talk to the management team. We want to have more face-to-face discussion. We want to understand the strategic role and etc. So that's the difference I see with the current millennium and versus the ours.
The Gen X's, okay.
Gen X's, yeah.
All right. Susan, Susan is there, I think. Can we hear from Susan? What your thoughts are on this? You can on your camera and unmute yourself, Susan. We would like to see your pretty face as well.
Yeah, live on
Is Susan there? Or maybe Alavia? Atika says, okay, she doesn't have your
Hey,
have your
live
camera.
on Facebook.
Susan is your colleague as well, is it? Jared?
Yeah, Shoba?
Is Susan your colleague as well? All right. Okay.
Yeah, some of them in a meeting. I think they are listening to you, but they cannot talk.
Oh, okay.
Only
Multitasking.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I think they can hear
Okay.
you, but they
Great.
cannot share the view.
Then how to sembang together? Ayo. Okay, never mind. I think Atika is there. Hilda is there. Probably Hilda would want to share something. Hilda is from KPJ, I think.
I think Shoba, both of us only going to talk today. It looks like everyone is quiet.
Yeah, everybody is quiet. Okay, probably all of you are with something. Okay, now let me just quickly run through, or probably later part after listening to me, you may want to share something as well. Okay, we have the silent gen, the one I said, the one born much earlier. So this generation, they were born in, I said, maybe before 1946, and you don't see many of them there, but they're still there. Okay, so this is the generation who firmly believe in an honest day pay for an honest day work. Okay, they're very loyal to you, and they enjoy lots of respect, and they value job titles and money. Then we have the baby boomers there. So this group is also referred to as the me generation. So they're predominantly in their 40s and 50s, and most of them are quite well established in their careers. Okay, so this generation is known to have a very strong work ethic, placing very significant importance on professional accomplishments, okay, and for being somewhat reserved from a social perspective. So because they are so hardworking, the baby boomers are often considered the workaholic generation. Okay, not surprisingly, they're also very goal oriented, and they're very competitive. Okay, so because they grew up making phone calls and writing letters and everything, so boomers normally they prefer one-to-one communication and phone call over email and instant messaging. Okay, they also they are very motivated with high levels of responsibility, perks, praise, and challenges. So you can see when you have people at this age, they job titles are very prestigious to them, and recognition, like having their own cubicle, having their own office space, or even if you give their own parking space, all these are very important factors for the boomers. It motivates them actually. And then you will see the Gen Xs. Okay, we are also somewhere there, the Gen Xs, but okay, the job is important, recognition, all this is important, but there is a balance there we would want. It's not all about job, because simply we would have seen our earlier generation how much how burnt out they might have been. Most of these generations are normally in their 30s and 40s, and they've spent a lot of time alone, so they've also created a kind of entrepreneurial spirit in them. So in fact, if you see, the Gen Xs make up the highest percentage of startup founders at about close to 55%. So even if they're not starting their own business, the Gen Xs prefer to work independently with very minimal supervision. You don't actually go in, you don't need to actually micromanage these Gen Xs. They know what they need to be doing and everything. Okay, so they value opportunities to grow and make choices, as well as having a relationship with mentors. Okay, they believe that promotions should be based on competence and not by rank or age or seniority. And they are also motivated by flexible schedules, benefits like telecommuting, recognition from the boss, bonuses, gift cards, and monetary rewards. So these generation, if you see, they are actually sometimes referred to the middle child generation. So because they're in between the boomers and millennials. So you're a little bit of the boomers, but at the same time, you're a little bit of the millennial as well, because you're very adaptive. Like now, we are on the Zoom and everything. So we are pretty adaptive to the current changes as well. It's not like you're not savvy about anything and all that. So moving on to the Gen Y. Now, this is a very interesting generation from now on. Okay, born after the 1980, they are the tech-savvy generation. So most of them, they're in their 20s and they're beginning to come into the workforce. In fact, they are the fastest growing segment in the today's workforce. So for some millennials, they are very content with selling their skills to the highest bidder. So that means, unlike boomers, they are not as loyal. In most cases, they have no problem jumping from one organization to another. That is why now we see in most industries, most workplace, turnover is quite high. You don't see normally they staying on in a place 2 to 3 years. That's the average, you can say. Okay. So, but that's not to say that you can't motivate this generation, because you can by offering skills training, mentoring, and feedback. So culture is extremely important for millennials. They want to work in an environment where they can collaborate with others. So as you said just now, Jared, they want flexible schedules, they want time off, and embracing the latest technology to communicate is also important for them. So they desire work-life balance, they crave flexibility in workplace, such as working from home, coming to work casually with jeans and t-shirt and all these things, right? Unlike I can see you're fully dressed in your office baju and all that, okay? So they also thrive when there is structure, stability, continuous learning opportunity, and immediate feedback. And they are also those who are actually known for innovations and having a startup mentality. Okay, they aim to actually work smarter rather than harder. Okay, making them, they're excellent at multitasking actually. That millennials actually can bring to the table. Now, this generation, as what you said, they're often criticized for being self-involved and over-dependent on technology. So the moment the internet goes off, they don't know what to do already. There's no Wi-Fi, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to work with papers already, you see? So they also require a significant amount of feedback from employers. So moving on, the Gen Z, the youngest generation of the workforce. Now, this is the first generation to grow in the world that is completely wireless. Okay, a true, they are called the true digital natives, even more than the millennials. Okay, they are constantly connected. They are all the time connected, and they're considered the most tech savvy among all the groups. So this generation is right on the heels of millennials. And they are starting to enter the workplace. They're as young as 17, 18, and so on. They're starting to come in. And they're very motivated by social rewards, mentorship, constant feedback. Just like, I mean, I'm not sure if you do have children and everything at home. If you have teenagers and all that, you would understand that you need to constantly talk to them and give them praises. So that motivates them, So they also want to be doing meaningful things, given responsibilities. And like their predecessors, they also demand for flexible schedules. So the other way to motivate this generation is through rewards and badges and recognitions, earned in gaming and opportunities for personal growth. Okay, they expect a very how shall I say, they expect structure, they expect clear directions, they expect transparency. They expect a lot of transparency in what's being done. They want to know everything. So this generation, they are known to be very creative, flexible, they're very self-reliant. Okay. So while Gen Zs, many, they share similarities with the millennials, but they're more cautious and they're more concerned with their career stability. You can see as they come up, because like when I talk to my son and daughter, they have or some of the, I used to do talks with the universities, those young ones and everything. They have a vision and they want some kind of career stability. So they know what they're looking for. Actually, it's not that they don't know totally what they want. They know what they want. But then again, as what I said, they can be excellent multitaskers, but they can be also easily distracted. They have a very short attention span at work. So they require, you know, bite-sized things, very challenging things to be done and all that. So basically, those are the differences. So there's pros and cons. They have their strength. Each generation, they have their strength, they have their weaknesses as well. So what are the benefits of bringing this workforce, this multi-generational workforce into your place? We can't run away from it, but how are we going to actually leverage on this multi-generational workforce? Now that's one thing we're going to be talking about. And let's see who else we have. I think we still only have Jaren. Line is breaking, could not hear you. Can you hear me now, Jaren?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. Are the rest still in a meeting or anything? Okay.
Yeah, Manjita, we have Manjita there.
Okay, all right. Maybe Manjita would want to share with us what are the benefits you see having a multi-generational workforce here? Hi, Manjita. Hi.
Hi. Thanks for asking my opinion. So
Yeah.
the benefits of having a multi-general workforce is you foster creativity and innovation.
Correct.
Where you cannot undermine the new generation who are very tech savvy. If an organization strives for transforming the people, the culture, and how we do things today, we are very much reliant on the new generation who are present in the workforce to bring this change. They are the change catalysts. They are the change agents, as they have a very good understanding and capabilities on the technologies that we have and which is applicable to be deployed at workplace, especially even in HR. Traditionally, HR has been very typical, very manual, but having this multi-generational workforce, you are able to automate a lot of HR processes and systems. So that is a good thing of having a multi-generational workforce, where we also don't undermine the previous or the more experienced people who have all the knowledge and the resources, plus the relevant experience where they offer to the table. And the new generation are the ones who are going to provide you the solutions, the ideas. So when we have multi-generational workforce, having both parties present, it's going to bring a very, very drastic change to the organization. But often we have different set of challenges when we have different types of generations in the workforce. So as HR, understanding how these generations differ from one to the other and how do we integrate them so that we can collaborate and foster better success.
Right. Well said. Well said. Okay. Thank you, Manjita, for your insights on what the benefits are and everything. Anyone else? We have who is SH here? We have maybe Suyin. Would Suyin want to share anything? What do you see the benefits are of having a multi-generational workforce at your place? Right. Okay. Yeah, as Manjita put it very well, actually, very comprehensively, she had actually put it, how it drives having all these generation together, how it drives innovation and creativity and all those things. The other benefit is, of course, you for HR, okay, you would be actually building a very healthy talent pipeline. Okay, companies that tap into a wide range of knowledge, ideas, and unique strengths from each generation, you will actually have distinct advantage of having a future-ready workforce. So a strong internal talent pipeline also helps employers, you reduce your hiring costs so that they can focus, like what she said, HR, you can focus resources on more meaningful activities, training your employees to deepen their activities and create more opportunities, for internal promotions and everything. And of course, like what she said it promotes of sharing of best practices and different perspectives. So experienced professionals are, they're extremely valuable to the business as they have acquired tremendous wealth of knowledge and skills throughout their career. So I remember working with a family business a couple of years ago, in fact, some time back. So at that point of time, the managing director was an old man of about 80 plus years old. He was about 80 plus even back then. But up till today, I can, really vouch and say that he has been the best marketeer I've ever seen. You can give him a rotten apple and he can sell that excellently. Is it? So because they come with that much of wealth of experience in their life. So you cannot simply lie to them because they know the job from scratch. It's not that they're coming in just halfway through and doing the job and everything. So these are the resources I think we should actually tap into. Okay, so in particular, they play very instrumental role in career development of the younger employees. They share their knowledge, experience, and whatever they have, and they have a very strong commercial acumen, like what I say. He's the best marketer I've ever seen so far, and the ability to develop effective business management strategies. So you got to leverage on that. There's an increasing trend on reverse mentoring, which means that mature employees are being paired with and mentored by younger staff on technology, social media, and current trends. So it also works the other way around, because the older generation, they want to learn about, how do you actually use Zoom, which thing to press and everything. So it's also a reverse way there. So it works two ways. So the more people interact with each other in the office, the more they can understand and learn from each other's insights, perspective, and ideas. Okay, so companies that foster this kind of engaging environment and communicate their successes of having a collaborative multi-generational workforce, you're likely to gain a competitive advantage in attracting both the young and mature talent. So, but then how do you actually embrace the challenges of managing? That's being said, we know what is good and everything, but how do you actually embrace the issues which come with it, the challenges of managing this? Okay, so because each generation, they have their unique characteristic. Things will likely not be always smooth sailing. Sometimes gets a little bit ugly with all the conflicting perspectives and everything. So as an employer, especially for the HR, I would believe, it can be very, very challenging to manage these expectations. Everyone has completely different expectations, different priorities, different needs, different wants. So understanding the potential challenge is the first step to solving them. So let's look at some of the problems which you face by having this generational diversity in the workplace. Anyone would like to share? I think we have some new people on board here. Who is here now? Atika, Alavia, Jaren, and we have SH there, Suyin. Would anyone like to share what are the problems or the challenges you face having a diversified workforce at your workplace?
Hello, I'm Atika
Hi,
here.
Atika.
Okay, my first time joining you guys for this, some sort like a chat,
Yeah,
Okay,
welcome on board.
so
Nice to have you around.
okay, I'm partially managing a group of around I would say I have 9 people under me who are a part of the, I would say, sales and marketing, and they have to do the marketing and the digital marketing more. And we just took another 7 7 of them in. So this total of around 16 packs. Some of them are already like in the, they call themselves EPF generation because they are just waiting for some years to be able to withdraw the EPF.
All right.
And I have like those younger than me who are like fresh grads, and I could
Okay.
actually see the big gap whereby like
Okay.
like you mentioned before, um the challenges in getting them together, because it's not just the difference of education and
Mhm.
background and whatnot, but it's of
Mhm.
the um how to say, they every generation always believe that the other generation is better.
Yeah.
And as much as I'm a millennial,
Mm.
uh, bridging to generation Y. um
All
i
right.
I have been working for 10 plus years. So my early mentors have always been those who work for 30 years already.
Mm.
So of course, I mean, you kind of like shape and mold by Generation X,
Yeah.
and some of them actually older.
Yeah.
And it's to me, it's the rebellious side of the young ones
Uh,
trying to garner respect, and also how to say, like, oh, we are the one who we are the one who built, we never seen a world without internet, and it's better world than you guys, those kind of thing.
yeah. Yeah. Tell me about it. Okay.
Yes. And of course it annoyed the older ones. And
uh,
I mean, doing digital marketing, everything have to be on digitally. And
yes.
then oh gosh, it drove me crazy. But I kind of like, being the bridge, I call myself a bridge.
Yeah.
I find
Yeah.
it easier lah in a way, because you know both sides. And as much as
Yeah.
I do find the younger one annoying too sometimes,
Uh-huh.
but I also find the the ever not never ever they um give up from the older generation.
Okay.
It's very
Yeah.
inspiring, whereby like
Mm.
this young one, sometimes they are just too ambitious and too driven, but they have
Mm.
this very bad expect I would say not bad, but very unhealthy expectation on themselves,
Mm.
because some of them are so driven by wanting to be an influencer, or something famous, or Forbes 30 under 30, those kind of thing. So the
Oh
older
yeah.
ones
Yeah.
already
Mm.
tasted life. But yeah, getting them
Mm.
actually to work, I realized, because I feel like we should do team building. But how you want to do team building in this in this COVID pandemic era?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm like trying to find a way on how to do it
Mm-hmm.
online.
Okay. Okay. But I think now you don't have a very big group. This is just digressing from the topic a little. Uh, where are you calling from actually, Atika? Where are you dialing in from? Which state?
Um, I'm from Subanjaya.
Okay, so I think we are already under CMCO now, and you can actually have team building up to 50% of the venue's capacity. So probably you can check that out. You can do it now already. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see, I can feel you are excited about it. Do we have anyone else here? Who do we have now? Okay, Angeline is there. Angeline, would you want to add on to Atika and tell what actually you go through, what challenges you face managing this diversified workforce and everything? joined in earlier. So based on my years of experience, yeah, can you all hear me now? I think the line was pretty bad. The line was breaking. Okay, just give me a thumbs up, or if you can't hear me better now. Okay, all right, Atika. Okay, so let me just say, so based on all the years of experience and everything, of seeing a lot of different generations and everything, so I would say some of the best practices, I think a lot of which I had actually done, and a lot of organizations are also adapt to your recruiting strategies. Okay, so if you want to benefit from the generational diversity, you need to be able to recruit people across all generations. And in your job ads, you've got to be careful about using age discriminating formulations. Okay, so instead, craft your message to appeal to diverse candidates. Okay, so baby boomers might positively react to mentions of your company's industry awards or other successes, while millennials would care more about personal development, opportunities, and social responsibility. So make sure to distribute your vacancies via various channels, depending on where you want to reach your potential candidates easily. So think about reaching the baby boomers via your professional network or referrals, and the ever connected Gen Z, probably via interactive online campaigns and so on. So do not underestimate the power of social media recruiting. The use of social media is common across all generations. So if you're looking for somebody who is a little bit more senior, I would say don't underestimate social media, because their survey says that over 60% of people aged between 50 and 64 use it at least one. They're at least on one social media. So encourage candidates and ask a lot of questions during interview to find out what they are actually looking for and what they're expecting. Only then you'll be able to make an informed decision whether a candidate and would match your company or not. So second thing is, I would say avoid making age-based assumptions and stereotyping. You see, like just now when we were talking, we all have this assumptions, preconceived assumptions about a certain age, how they would behave and everything. Now, Jared at beginning said, the young ones are the ones who know they want to work from home, they want flexible and everything. Agree. But that's not to say the other generation do not want that. Okay, I, for one person, I come from a different generation, but I would say that I enjoy working from home. Probably a hybrid, a few days in the office and a few days from home and everything. So that's one way of saying, do not typically or immediately stereotype your assumptions, because stereotyping are the worst, and they could be true, they could be false, but they're not doing you any favor. So in order to take full advantage of your multi-generational workforce, avoid making assumptions based on age. Instead, talk to your employees, communicate and learn about their individual preferences and working style. So one of the common prejudice is that, like what Atika said just now, older people they are not very comfortable with technology, and but then survey also says, people over the age of 55, they are also likely to they are less stressful using technology as compared to their younger colleagues. So listen to your employees and find out what they want, okay? Take time. They will open up lines of communication, which will help you to work together more efficiently and improve your employee engagement. Customize your approach to each employee. There is no, I always tell all in my sessions and everything, gone were the days where you have something standard for everybody. There's no one size fit all policy anymore. You have to tailor make your policies and processes to to meet the needs of your different generation, different kinds of employees and everything. Okay, so they have different preferences, goals, skills, weaknesses, and the way they communicate. So rather than, as I said, generalizing and treating everyone the same, take a custom approach with each of them. Custom your approach, tailor your style to each individual, and allow for improved work relationships and happier employees overall. So adapt to different kind of communication styles. Like what I said earlier, the boomers opt for phone calls, whereas the millennials, they prefer to communicate digitally through instant messaging, emoji, texting, and everything. So the two younger generations are also more likely to enjoy working in a more collaborative manner. So you should adapt your communicating styles. Like if you're in an office, you have a boomer instead of just sending, of course, email. The boomers or the X's, we still on official basis. We would still prefer, we are okay to get emails and everything. But suppose you want to go a little bit more than 2 to 3 emails, you want to discuss further. I think these are the generation who prefer to pick up the phone call and say, hey, come on, what's actually happening, Whereas the millennials and the Ys, Gen Ys and everything, they can go on the emails. So you've got to learn what their preferences and adapt to their style. Refine your technique of delivering feedback during your performance management or so. Okay, the Gen X employees normally want to be left alone. As I said, they want minimal supervision. They do not want to be micromanaged. Whereas the Gen Z, they want immediate bite-sized feedback on their performance. Like today, if you have given them a task and you say that, do this, the moment they finish, they expect feedback from you. They crave for feedback from you. So they want to listen to that, whether they adopting varying communication styles. You should
Hello? Hello? Hello, anybody home? Hi.
Hi. I'm so
I can't hear you.
sorry.
We can't
Can
hear
you
you.
hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello? Hi, can everyone hear me now? So sorry, I think the internet is really bad today.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, you can hear me. All right. Uh, today is really bad. Okay, this is technology. Anyway, what to do? Okay. So as I said, can hear clearly now. Okay, all right. Okay, I think I can hear me. Right. Okay. So as I said, have diverse team for projects, so that you bring the best of all the generations together. And Millennials Employee Retention Program, you can actually address some pain points that cause employees to jump ship. So some of the effective strategies could be to despite
Hello? Hello, is there anyone? No? We can't hear you.
We are having some line difficulty. For a while, Miss Shoba will back again. Maybe she fixing the line. Thank you.
okay, can you all hear me now?
It's
Norman,
breaking. Yeah, the line is breaking.
it's breaking, is it? Hello, Norman, can you hear me?
Yes, Miss Shoba, I can hear you.
Okay, all right. So, okay, I think it's pretty bad today, so sorry for that. Okay, very quickly, I'll conclude the session. And so as the workforce continues to actually shift and change, your organization must also be prepared to the varying needs, values, and priorities of this multi-generational team. So this may sound like quite challenging, but if you focus on your people as people rather than a demographic group, you will actually find success. So treat your employees well, and they'll do great in return. Be mindful of each other. Treat each other as individuals. It's still your responsibility to make every employee, regardless of their generation, feel engaged. You'll also need to integrate them into your company's culture and make them feel valued and valid. Okay, so that's a tall order to fill, but you can achieve that by first making sure that you have hired the right person for the job, and then make sure that you've got a good fit for your company's culture. So creating and actually sharing a mission or vision should help them to understand why their job exists. Okay, so don't forget to encourage things like work-life balance, offer health and benefits, and provide rewards to your employees who actually care about. So fostering a culture that celebrates collaboration, keeping lines of communication open, tailoring your approach to every individual needs, you can actually get ahead any potential conflicts before they arise, and you can actually reap the benefits of all the multi-generational workforce. So with that, it's almost 9:50. I think I can end what I have got to say. While we are all still online, perhaps I can hear some final thoughts from anyone who's still online here. Jaren, would you like to add on to anything before we all leave?
Yeah. First of all, thank you, Shoba, for the session today. It was very well.
Most welcome.
It's a very comprehensive explanation. So I want to thank
My pleasure.
you for sharing, and also some of our other friends also shared their view. Manjita, and also that was one Puan from Subang. So
Yeah,
we hope to have more sessions like this.
Yes, we have these sessions. These sessions are there every 2 weeks, every alternate weeks. Okay, we will be having talking. The next, in 2 weeks' time, I'll be talking about how you actually attract and retain multi-generational workforce in your place.
Looking forward for the
Okay,
session.
so we'll be having this until I think June, if I'm not mistaken. Every 2 weeks, we'll be talking about different topics. Okay, So this month would be more on multi-generational workforce. And the following month, I think we'll be talking a little bit about the Employment Act and the Industrial Act. Yeah, so there'll be a lot of topics. Just stay tuned to Excel Academy's page on LinkedIn and Facebook. It will be there. Okay, right. So would you want to add some final thoughts to how is it, how do you see that you want to move forward with this, in your workplace?
I would say that it's good to have both blend together. I mean, the younger generation, also the older generation. So because we both are also having different expertise, and like what Manita was sharing, different catalysts from different environment. They come from some are from MNC, some from SME. So they bring different knowledge, different desire to bring changes, especially to the strategic roles that we are playing in our organization.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to blend them together rather than focusing just for one group, such as maybe Millennium or Perennials.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said. I think that's the way to go forward. Blending it together, and I always say, I think in any relationship or wherever it is, communication is the core of everything. So communicate, communicate, communicate. You've got to constantly keep doing that. It's not just, a lot of offices I see that's being done like half yearly or yearly during performance appraisal only. Otherwise, when they have that's not the right way. So you need to constantly keep doing that. So
Yeah.
okay.
As an example,
Yeah.
our HR director,
Mhm.
I would say communicates every day, every single day. He keeps us update. An example, you have a HR lunch meeting, or you just call for a strategic meeting. So that's the way we should go. At least
Yeah.
people are being communicate on the latest development
Yes.
and updates.
Yeah, keeping informed and being transparent about what's happening in the organization. I think transparency for I won't just say it's the younger generation. I think across all generations, we expect transparency and trust to be there. So that's the biggest thing, especially at this point of time when we're in the midst of a pandemic and everything. So I think that's the most crucial thing people are looking for. All right. So with that, I think I can end my session today. Thank you everyone for joining me today. And yeah, Norman has some message for me. Next week, I'll be having a business for English at workplace course. It's a 2-day course on the 10th or 11th. And next month, I'll be having Act and Employment Act, which will be also a 2-day program and everything. So stay tuned to Excel Academy's LinkedIn page and Facebook page for the updates and everything. So thank you everyone for joining me today. Have a great day and have a great weekend for the rest of the weekend. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Shoba. Thank you guys for joining us for today. Here, I would like to share with you our March course for the whole month of the March. So as you can see, this is the March course from 4 March until 24 March. As Ms. Shoba shared with us, she will having her session on 10 and 11 March, Business English at the Workplace. So if you guys have any inquiries, you may contact our contact number as shown in the picture. Thank you so much for today. Stay safe.